Why? It's an African one. Yeah.
It's by Amazon.
Yeah, me I like it. Something so. This my African hands, them gon' love you. Yeah. My African lips, them gon' kiss you. Whoa. My African hips get down for you. Whoa. My African legs, them gon' front to you. Whether you come here to break dance, I bet you come here to shake hands. You come here to make plans. Never would you reach this motherland. Whether you come here to rock West, I be not to find good, everything they never would you reach this motherland. Anywhere you go, London, USA, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Biko eruya wayo, wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa nini? Ayayaya, weruya wayo, wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa nini?
This my African artist will love you. This my African arms, they will squeeze you. Yeah. My African ears will listen to you. My Kenyan legs will run to you. Yeah. Na kama umekuja ku break down, umekuja ku get down, umekuja ku take chance, hakuna matata kama umekuja kulipa kupiga densi hapo ulipo kata kiuno. Anywhere you go, London, USA, nowhere be like Africa,
Hello, everyone. Good evening. And I know some of it's late your time. Welcome to this session. Let's give some couple of. I will be kicking off in the next 4 minutes. So let's just wait for other people. Just play the music. Let's enjoy the music and let's invite others to join also.
Why? It's an African one. Yeah.
Beats by Amazon.
Yeah, me I like it. Something so. This my African hands, them gon' love you. Yeah. My African lips, them gon' kiss you. Whoa. My African hips get down for you. Whoa. My African legs, them gon' run to you. Whether you come here to break dance, I be you come here to shake hands. You come here to make plans. Never would it reach a motherland. Whether you come here to rock West, yo, I be not to find good, oh. Everything they yo, never would it reach a motherland. Anywhere you go, London, USA, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Biko eruya wayo, wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa nini? Ayayaya, weruya wayo, wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa nini?
This my African artists will love you. This my African arms, they will squeeze you. Yeah. My African ears will listen to you. My Kenyan legs will run to you. Yeah. Now come on, umekuja ku break down. Umekuja ku get down. Umekuja ku take chance. Hakuna matata eh. Kama umekuja kulipa la eh. Kupiga densi oh. Hapo ulipo eh. Kata kiuno yo. Anywhere you go, London, USA, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home.
Biko eruya wayo, wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa nini? Ayayaya, weruya wayo, wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa nini? Lele. It's an African one. Yeah, me I say. Soldier come, soldier go. Your home now your home. Irreplaceable. Anywhere you go. London, USA. Nowhere be like Africa. Nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go. New York, Chicago. Nowhere be like Africa. Nowhere be like home. Biko eruya wayo. Wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa nini? Ayayaya, weruya wayo. Wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa nini? Lele. Africa, Africa, yeah, yeah. Sweet like Fernando, baby.
Hello, everyone. Good evening once again. Welcome to our awesome Africa Ohana Business Salesforce Business Spring. It is an honor to have you guys on the call today. Please show us an emoji that you're excited to be here. And kind of behalf of the Africa Ohana team leaders, we want to welcome you guys into this our awesome business spring that's kicking off today, and it's going to take us almost like 5 weeks. So please, it's awesome to have you guys on the call. Please feel free. If you are in a quiet environment, your background is quite cool, please come on camera. Let's kind of laugh together. Been a long time. We have seen each other for a long time. So please feel free. If you can come on camera, feel free. If you can't, don't take it. All right. My name is Maxwell Trigger. I'm going to be your host to drive you throughout the whole session today. And I have amazing people on the call. My big boss are already in the call already. So I'm not going to take much of the time to do all those intro myself. And once again, I welcome you once again to this show. Please give us just 1 minute. I just want to check if Jennifer is on the call. Okay. Right. All right. So once again, good evening. Since my boss is not around, I'll take this to do to welcome you, all of you, on behalf of the leaders of Ritendo, Jennifer, and Thank God, and the rest of the Africa Ohana. I want to welcome you to the Salesforce Business Spring. And this is going to be a 5-week journey. And we hope that you collaborate very well from all other team members. You have your group. We'll talk about that later on the call. But we want to say thank you very much for trusting Africa Ohana and trusting the leadership to be part of this an amazing spring that is kicking off today. Once again, I know some of your time zone is not favorable. Don't worry. It's going to be a recording sessions that will be kept in the Slack channel for you to help you to catch up if you could miss based on your time zones. And so all this being said, once again, thank you very much and welcome to this party. So for our program outline today, we'll be doing some welcome address by Jennifer. I know she's still stuck with other meetings. If she won't join, I've done that part already, but she joined. I'll invite her later on the call. I'll be doing some onboarding sections about the Slack. I know some of you have some few challenges of joining the Slack. We will resolve all those in the course of the week. So we'll find our time to resolve all that. We'll get to know our resource personnel. We'll get to know about the project overview. We'll have Q&A sessions, and we have some amazing close remarks that will be done by no other one by our own co-lead, Thank God. Let's start. Let me see if I have my honorable Jennifer on the call. Okay, we'll move on to the Slack onboard sessions. Now, on the Slack, what you observe is that if you have already have access to your Slack, the main Slack that we are hosting all the program is what we call the Business Spring. I know some of you might have some issue of joining in. We are working as a team to get you joined in the Slack for the BA Spring Slack channel. So please exercise patience as the team of us, we work together to get you sign up into the group. Also, you see over here, these are the various invites. These are the invite that you will be seeing throughout the week. You can click on the link to join the invites. And also we have the recording sessions. So today's recording session will be uploaded after we are done with the sessions. You'll get all the recording in there. Now, please exercise patience as we add all of you to your various respective groups. So we have all the group up to 15, and you'll be added to your groups. And what we recommend from you is that please decide to select we are not going to choose your group leader. Meet as a group to select who is going to be your group leader to lead you to be able to help you facilitate all the whole rest of the program. So exercise patience. If you have not been joined, in a group yet, we'll work on that by the close of today. You'll be able to see yourself in the group that you belong. So that's been done. I will move on to the next segment. So the next segment is to have no one by Ritendo, which is our program manager in charge of the Africa Ohana, to introduce us our guest.
Thank you so much, Maxwell. Before I start, I'm going to ask anyone who's got their mic on, who is not the host or one of the speakers, to please mute your mic. We just want everyone to be able to hear what's going on today. So please, can you mute your mics? All right, thank you once again. I think you've been thanked 50 times, but I'll add my thanks for joining us today for this launch of the Africa Ohana Business Analyst Sprint. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our resource person for today. Her name is Ko Forte. Ko is a strategic Salesforce business analyst, a product owner, and a solution architect who is passionate about helping organizations bridge the gap between business needs and technology solutions. Within Salesforce, she's known for her expertise in a business process transformation and business analysis capacity. She helps teams to translate complex requirements into practical, impactful solutions. This CV just sounds so amazing. I hope that I can be described like this someday. Now, Ko is also an advocate for growing the next generation of business analysts. That's you and me, and that's why she's here. She frequently shares her insights on how professionals can develop a business analyst mindset. So it starts in the mind. I'm learning already just from the CV. So, guys, today she's here. It's such an honor to have her. Please, let's give an emoji party to welcome Ko Forte.
Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with you today. I'm so excited to be helping facilitate this BA Sprint. I am an enthusiastic new member of Africa Ohana, and I have both a lot of respect for what has already happened and a lot of excitement for what we will do together. I just want to take a moment to shout out maybe some fear that might be in the room for those of you who may not have any experience as a business analyst. This experience is meant to be a fun learning experience. It's meant to give you some insight and exposure to what I do day to day and give you some empowerment to say, okay, this is how I will take this information and make it my own. By no means do I expect you to feel, that you're lacking anything. So if there's anything that you need, I am available to you on LinkedIn. You can send me a DM, or within our correspondence throughout this sprint, we'll have more interactions and you can ask your questions there. So I very much look forward to it.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. I think you can go ahead and then give us the overview of the projects and let us know more of what we expect to do throughout the 5 week.
Sure. So in this 5-week program, I am going to present to you a scenario of a company called Summit Infrastructure Group. So in this situation, you are being brought in as the lead business analyst for Summit Infrastructure Group, a fast-growing regional construction firm specializing in multi-site residential and commercial developments. The sales team uses Salesforce to track opportunities through contract award. However, once a deal is marked closed won, all project execution tracking moves into individually maintained Excel spreadsheets controlled by project managers. The spreadsheet-driven process has created no centralized visibility into active projects, inconsistent definitions of active versus completed, no reliable reporting on backlog value, difficulty rolling up multi-site developments, manual executive reporting that takes days to complete. The VP of Sales has expressed concern that leadership cannot confidently answer, what is our total active backlog? How many projects are behind schedule? What is the total value of projects in Georgia versus in Florida? Which multi-site developments are at risk? Without centralized tracking, forecasting is unreliable and operational oversight is reactive instead of proactive. So your mission is to map the current spreadsheet-driven project tracking workflow and design a centralized, Salesforce-based project tracking and reporting framework. So I'm going to pause there. This is a short overview of all we'll be talking about. There will be me as your main stakeholder. I will also talk about other stakeholders in the business and kind of their roles and responsibilities, bring in some different personas. So we'll both talk about how I, as a business analyst, approach things such as discovery. There's the process of talking to your customer about what their pain points are and what their process is. We'll then go through a process of gathering requirements. So you will be asking me what my requirements are for the solution that we need to build. Then you will write some user stories, and user stories have a specific framework that I can detail out as we go through the program. Then we'll build a Salesforce solution. This solution will be based on you understanding the features of Salesforce and being able to put some thought into how to best utilize what comes out of the box in Salesforce and where we might need to create something custom. And then you'll help me as the customer understand how to test your solution. So you'll be developing a user acceptance testing or UAT plan, and then also detail change management. So how we're going to go from how we previously did business to the new solution that you're building for us. And that will take up our 5 weeks.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, let's give some emoji and excited about this whole program. Seriously, I'm excited to zoom into the BA shoe. I have worked on a couple of projects as a BA. It was not easy getting to work with especially difficult customers and staff in that key element. So yes, so tell us more into what we should be expecting on the day one, which is tomorrow of the discovery sessions. What should we be expecting from you, or what should the BA coming to? What should they be expecting on Friday, which is our discovery session? Yeah.
So tomorrow I will spend a little bit of time talking about the BA role in general, and then what discovery is, both, the textbook definition of discovery and how I actually approach discovery in the real world. Those of you who may have some exposure to business analysis work might already be doing some of this. So I welcome your insights, your questions, but those who are also new, it'll be a good time for you to ask clarifying questions and bring in any assumptions you might have so that we can get a shared understanding of what we mean by discovery.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'm going to allow us to have questions. Please feel free to ask whatever questions that you have. You can use the Q&A sections, or you raise up your hand and feel free to ask questions for us to get to know you better, or to understand what is expected of you as a participant in participating into this BA Spring whole program. So we allow some few questions. Yes. Okay. I think, Retendo, can you help me with these sessions of the Q&A sessions, if you are available?
Not a problem. Cecilia, your hand is up. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Rutendo. Thank you, everyone. My question is, okay, we are kicking off tomorrow, right? And you said tomorrow is the Discovering Day, right? So I just want clarity. I just want to know what will be happening tomorrow, because you said you are going to teach us how you do your discovery and tell us more about BA. So are we still going to do, after you telling us your style, your way of doing the discovery and telling us about BA, are we going to be shared into a group that will start asking you questions as a customer to elicit the requirements, or how is it going to look like tomorrow? So we'll be prepared. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for your question. We have the opportunity to have me talk a little bit more again about the BA role and about what discovery is and about how I do it. But also tomorrow I will review the scenario in a little bit more detail to give you all a chance to make sure you understand what it is that we're trying to achieve and take some time to sit with it, right? I welcome any questions that you all might have, but I don't expect a full presentation of anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's just kind of like level setting, sharing some information, some details to get you started. And then the following week, we'll start with the process of allowing each of the groups to do their demonstration of how to do discovery.
Okay, and sorry, another question, please. And you told us about the pain points of the company. Are we going to have that in the document prior to the discovery?
Yes, I have a document prepared. Maxwell, you can tell me how and where to share my documents so I can get it to all the people participating.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Is that the document with the scenario code?
Yes.
We received that document today. I mean, we received it with the meeting invitation to today's meeting. There's an attachment there with that document, Cecilia.
Sorry, yeah?
When you received the invitation to today's meeting,
Okay.
there was an attachment on that meeting request, which has the document with the scenario. That's where I found mine.
Oh, okay, I will check it. I didn't see any attachment, but I will check it.
All right.
Yeah.
So the whole scenario is actually there. It's a 2-page document, and it was shared with us.
Okay, let me check. Thank you.
All right. Cole, maybe while I wait for other people to come with questions, are we going to be doing any theory with the practical? Like, are we doing any modules, or this is mostly going to be, we learn from you in a setting like today, and then we go and do some homework of coming up with our questions or whatever? I think that's my question.
Okay. I have identified some trailhead modules that you can go through, but I think there's a lot of value that we'll also get just from having the conversation, me being able to impart some wisdom from my experience, but also giving you all the chance to go on your own and do your additional research with the trailhead modules.
Awesome. Henry, please go ahead.
Thank you, Rutendo. Hey, everyone. I have a question for you, Ms. Forte, about, but you've done some answering of it. I have a question as regards to the BA SAT, so the Salesforce SAT. So personally, I've been actively planning to go in for it because lately I've been doing a lot of consultancy work that for nonprofits, and that involves a lot of BA. And I'm just curious about how this ties in with the BA SAT, if it's also complementary, and if it's something after these 5 weeks I can be able to jump on for.
Yes, definitely a lot of the content from Trailhead that I'll point to is part of the trail for the BA certification. So it's good preparation for that. This is a very shortened experience, so we won't hit all of the sections of the certification test that you should study for, but it's a good preparation to get your mindset ready to take that certification. And good luck.
Okay, I've got a couple of questions in the chat, Co. The first one is, after the 6 weeks, will there be some form of certification that comes from this? Or will there be suggestions on trainings we'll be able to do to help us be candidates for upcoming roles? On the certification, I can tell you, usually Africa Ohana will give you a certificate of participation when you take part in something like this. But regarding trainings for future BA roles, I think Co just answered that question when Henry asked. I don't know if you've got more to say on this question, Co, because I think you just answered it.
Right. I definitely can't promise future roles, but what I can promise is that this is a great place to start in order to just get your mind ready to absorb more information for whatever kind of certification you might want to go for, or whatever role you might want to apply for.
All right, thank you so much. And then I see someone saying they did not receive the email, the invitation email. They just saw a meeting link on the Africa Ohana group chat. Should I still expect the email? Now, if anyone is having any issues at all, please email training@africaohana.com. That's our training team's email. The training team is responsible for this whole sprint. So whenever you face any issues, just send an email through to training@africaohana.com, and that team will respond to you and help you out. So Godia, if you do that, I'm sure they can add you to any emails, or they can resend any emails that you did not receive. Where will we find program updates? I think Maxwell spoke about this right at the beginning, but Maxwell, can you talk about the Slack channel again, please?
All right, thank you very much, Ritando. So you'll find all program updates in the Slack of the BA Spring. So we have a BA Spring Slack channel where you find all the information. So we are going to upload all information that you need, what is expected of you throughout the whole week, the sessions. We are going to add everything to the Slack channel. So every program update, you find it in the Slack channel.
Thank you very much, Maxwell. What is the biggest misunderstanding about the BA role? Co.
So my hot take is the biggest misunderstanding that people entering the BA role have is that it's all about just creating documentation and writing requirements and asking people what they want, and then writing it down and then showing them this beautiful documentation that I've created. There's a lot more of consideration that you have to do as a business analyst that includes, you know, emotional intelligence, business intelligence, and most of all, you having a sense of an intuition about how to drive a project forward in order to do something that is of value, right? So you'll hear me on the internet saying, you know, don't write a document. Just listen for a little while longer. Just ask more questions so that we can really get to the value that we're trying to achieve with the thing that is being asked, because sometimes the value doesn't lie in creating a new field, creating a new custom object, enabling a new feature. It's in understanding the business process and doing what supports a process that works well and that actually helps the business do what they do better.
Thanks, Co. Next question is for you, Maxwell. Is it too late for others to join the sprint?
Right. It's still not too late for others to join. You can still reach out to us, sending an email through training@Africa Ohana. Then we'll be able to add it to the spring. You have the grace period to add anybody you want to recommend this week. From next week, we can add anybody again to the spring. Thank you.
Thank you, Maxwell. Back to you, Ko. What are the best attributes that make a good business analyst?
I think there are several, but I'll start with a sense of confidence. Because you're working with people who are already experiencing a lot of change, discomfort, pain points, frustration, it's going to be harder for a person who is a business analyst who is also nervous, anxious, not sure of themselves, because you are a people facing person, you have to have the ability to have command of yourself and kind of bring everyone else in the room to your level of calm, peace, and understanding so that we can have productive conversations.
That's a tall order, but you'll teach us how. So Nermeen is asking, how do I join the Slack channel or the channel that will be communicated through? I think most people have already been added to the Slack channel. Nermeen, if you have not, please can you reach out to training@africaohana.com and they'll add you to that Slack channel. Next question is, what are the basic Salesforce certifications needed besides admin and BA in order to get internships or a job as a BA? And is it mandatory to be a consultant before switching to the BA role?
So I have a different way of viewing that question. So I have been a consultant I've been in Salesforce ecosystem almost 15 something years now, and been a BA for 10 of those. And I did not start my BA career having any kind of certification. I started as an end user, and I didn't really sit for a certification until I had been working in a job with Salesforce for about 6 years. So it wasn't the certification that got my foot in the door. It was a matter of creating relationships within the organization that I worked for that allowed me to even get considered for a promotion that led to a business analyst position. So to me, having an experience of entering the Salesforce ecosystem is very individualized. And I feel that certifications can sometimes get you in the door, but sometimes relationships can get you there faster. And how to build relationships really depends on your willingness to put yourself out there and let people know what you want. Sometimes we're not getting the opportunities that we want because people don't know that that's what we're looking for, or people don't understand exactly what your skill set is and what you can do. So building your ability to interact, create community, and to really ask for what you want is a big career building skill.
Thanks, Ko. I actually often talk about that. Your journey sounds a little bit like mine. And I think as Africans, we love to learn, and we have an addiction to certificates. You'll find someone 10 degrees. Oh, I'm 20 times Salesforce certified. I am 100 times, you know. actually an addiction. I believe it is.
Uh-huh.
And that sometimes does not lead to jobs. I've been in rooms where when you have those 20 certifications, you're actually a jack of all trades and a master of none. And so
Yeah.
we'd rather take the guy who has two and
Mm-hmm.
has specialized in what we want
Mm-hmm.
versus you who does 100 things and you don't really know what you want.
Right.
So you're so right. And sometimes the experience and the knowledge of how to do something can take you much further than your 50 certificates, right? So,
Yes.
yeah.
The other thing is people want to work with people they like, right? So I would read something other than Salesforce material. Pick up another type of book. Talk about a hobby you have. People might have the same hobby or might have read the same book or gone on the same, vacation. And they're like, oh, it was such a great conversation. The next time they think about you, it's from a positive place and it's from a place of, we shared something together. That's really interesting. Maybe they would be good for this position and we can have more conversations about, I don't know, World of Warcraft or whatever video game you might play or whatever it is, right? So be a well-rounded person. Don't lead with certifications. Lead with your sense of self, and your ask will be better received because you were human first, not certificate holder first.
Very true. So, Amen is asking, is there a scheduled meeting for tomorrow? Yes, I believe there is. If you did not receive the meeting invitation, please email training@africaohana.com and they'll send you that meeting invitation. Is this platform exclusively for Africans or is it open to everyone? Is there any requirement to be part of this community? To be part of Africa Ohana, if that's what you mean, you need to be human and you need to love Africans because there's lots of us here. Those are the requirements. Otherwise, you're very welcome. Africans are known as very welcoming people. So even if you're not African, you're going to be welcome here as long as you like us. That's all. Then certificates can get you into the door, but relationship can get you in faster. Hi, everyone. That's Emmanuel. Okay, I was invited to the Slack channel, but I am unable to accept the invitation to join the group. Please email training@africaohana.com. Okay, could you talk to us about the importance of the relationship between architecture, project manager, and BA?
So Salesforce architecture is something that good Salesforce administrators and Salesforce business analysts should know at a basic level, right? The title of CTA or Certified Technical Architect is very different from what we do in business analysis in solution architecture. It's just pointing to the fact that you have a good understanding of the features and basic platform of Salesforce and can, with that knowledge, put together a solution that is a good match for the business problem that you're solving, right? So don't be afraid of the word architecture. Don't think you have to be too technical of a person in order to architect a solution. Just rely on Salesforce platform basics and be prepared to take what you know and put together a path forward to bring value to whatever that problem is.
Awesome. Here's a really good one for you, Ko. As someone who sometimes struggles with confidence, especially when speaking in meetings, what advice would you give for building confidence as a business analyst?
Sure. I suggest failing I suggest doing something embarrassing. Just get it out of the way. And you'll
Yeah.
just be surprised how forgiving people are. You're human. It's okay. The worst thing you can do as a BA is to not ask a question, to not ask something that you think is a dumb question, because then you don't get any new knowledge. You walk away still feeling anxious and unsure. And many times, the thing that you feel is a dumb question is a question that someone else has, and they're so glad that you asked it. And they'll be like, that's a great question, right? So please embarrass yourself more. Please just build up that muscle to be like, that was weird, but it's over now and we can move on. People want to know that you're a thinking person. So if they don't hear you speaking up at meetings, they're like, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what value she's bringing. And, you know, in the end, you feel like, well, I wrote this 10-page document with all these beautiful requirements. They're not going to read all that, especially if in the meeting you haven't talked to them about the document or asked them questions that point it to, this is why we're creating that documentation. You know, it just creates a whole lot of resistance if you're not vocal from the start. Now, there are differences between when to ask a question and when not to ask a question. You have to first start by listening. If you're asking a question that someone already asked, that's not a good look. If you ask a question that's already been asked in a different way, that's a good thing, right? So you just have to be able to be totally on, like be really into it. Make each meeting so juicy that you just have to say something. And that moves you and compels you to want to know more and want to bring others along with you in your thought process so that we can get to our destination and feel really good at the end of that 30 to 60-minute meeting.
That's amazing. And I like that you said fail. Usually when you do fail, you fail forward. I don't know if you've ever heard that, guys. Failing forward. Fail and you still move forward. So that's exactly what can happen. And don't be afraid to look stupid, like you said. Mm-hmm. It's okay. All right. What is the difference between Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Business Analyst? Can you please explain their main responsibilities in one of the Salesforce projects that you worked on?
Listen, you guys are giving me certification questions, which I did not get the rubric for. Okay, but I'll try. Why am I back in school? Okay. So Scrum Master comes from a very specific framework called Agile. And it's a name for a person who kind of assembles and orchestrates the work that's being done in the Agile framework. So you're typically working with developers, you're working with other analysts and other stakeholders to build something. The product owner is very similar to a business analyst in that you are sourcing requirements, you're doing elicitation, you're doing discovery. You're also interacting with the technical side of the house, but typically with a product owner, you're very focused on building a specific product that is customer facing in terms of, we're building this new app. We need somebody to own this app, interact with client feedback, customer feedback about the app so that we can make it better. It's typically like building something brand new. That's when it's used. But it can also be used kind of just in a regular business or corporate setting for someone who owns a very specific technology or product. We have I've been in a corporate setting where we had the Salesforce product owner, we had the ServiceNow product owner, that sort of thing. And then business analyst is typically a role that sits in between the business and the technology sides of the house. And they are a liaison between the two. They're translating business requirements into technical stories that a developer goes and builds. And they don't necessarily own, as in, with the product owner role, they have financial goals that they have to meet and be very aware of and be very cognizant of, and have responsibility to answer to the financial side of the house. Business analysts are not typically rooted to financial and revenue goals of the organization. That's what I got.
Well done for digging deep into your schooling knowledge.
Right.
All right, there's a compliment for you here. It says your advice is so valuable. So
that's wonderful.
Appreciation. Okay, is someone with good communication skills only excel in their BA role? I think they're trying to ask if the good communication skills are essential to excel in the BA role. That's what I understood from this question.
Yes, good communication skills, but we should also clarify what's meant by communication. So we have opportunities to communicate in various different channels. When I think of communication, I don't just think about, meeting facilitation. It's also the emails that you send and when you send them, the Slack messages that you send and when you send them and how you send them. Talking both to your internal team members and to the customer. Having a real intuition about not just what to communicate, but how to communicate and when to adapt, So for instance, I have a customer who we've been working with on a project, and she's 8 months pregnant. So when it comes to communication with her, I'm not like, oh, you missed the deadline. When are we going to get this? It's past due. I'm going to give her time and space because I know she's in a very specific season of life. She doesn't need extra stress. If this timeline slipping is not really impacting revenue or any other, big goals, I say, okay, I understand you need more time. That's fine. Just let me know when you're ready. If we could have it by this date, that would be great. Otherwise, let me know what works for you, right? So it's adding that human first element to communication.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hello, Co. I had a feel of the BA role in my previous workplace, and I loved it. So my question is, after the cert, what more must I do? Maybe some kind of training to properly be a professional BA?
I would suggest finding mentorship, someone who can give you real world advice and guidance. I would also suggest creating your own kind of like voice and brand as a business analyst, because sometimes people like to think, oh, now that I'm this role, I have to show up this way and talk this way and use this jargon and, find ways to really make it your own.
That's true. I think that applies to most roles, Like you need to infuse yourself into the role, and that's what makes you stand out from everybody else.
Yeah.
All right. So I've gone through the project attached to the mail, but I want to ask, will other information be provided, or are we supposed to just figure it out, please? There's a session tomorrow where you'll get more instructions, more explanation, Esther. So they will share more information in tomorrow's session. They'll break it down a little bit more.
Yeah. So I appreciate the question. And something you learn about me is that I I love the fact that there are all these resources out there, but I also went through a process of understanding when I have information overload and when I just need to like be open to listen. So in building a BA career, I thought the right way to do it was to read all these books and all these articles and get this and that. And then I kind of got lost in the information, and it felt like, you know, I can't really absorb anything because I'm looking at all this information and it's too much all at once. I'm drinking from a fire hose. I'm not really absorbing everything. So I'm hoping to have this experience so in a way that you have what you need. It's not too much. And it gives you a chance to listen and absorb some information and practice, you know, in ways that make you feel like you can raise your voice. Maybe what would be a really great, you know, feedback after this 5 weeks that we're together is that I spoke up in a meeting. I was a little nervous to do it, but I did it. You know, that would be a great outcome, in my opinion.
Wow. So if I'm hearing you right, this is more than just, I want to be a BA, I want to get a job as a BA. This is actually broadening your skill set as a human being. And, you know, like she's saying, whether it means you've grown your confidence and been able to speak up where you normally wouldn't have, it means you've won, right? You've gained something. All right, a question for you, Maxwell. If done with the project, where do I submit it? Are you done already?
Congratulations. Maybe you should
Wow.
teach us. I'll step back.
So basically, what if you are done? So what will going to happen is that out of this 5 week, if your team are done with your whole sessions, you can just showcase it on LinkedIn, just telling people that you participate in 5 week of Africa Ohana Business Sprint and showcase what you have learned from all these 5 weeks, the experience you have gained. Just share it on LinkedIn with people or Facebook, and then hashtag Africa Ohana, then the leaders, Jennifer, Tango, Retendo, just hashtag the resource personnel for that purpose.
But is there, during the meetings every week, are people going to have an opportunity as well to kind of share what they're learning?
So what's going to happen is that throughout the week, as a team, you will need to, first of all, meet. You have the use case. Meet as a team, discuss about it, and come with your questionnaires that you want to interact with the what we call the resource personals on every week, each week with which topic, because Friday, tomorrow, we are going to do discovery session. It's going to show you what is expected to do as a discovery session. Then the next week, we'll be doing a discovery session. So you meet as a group, discuss, come with a questionnaires. And one of the approach of a BA is that BA, you meet with all your team members. Let's all agree on what questionnaires are we going to have with our stakeholders so that you're all aligned with the same questions. Nobody is asking questions out of, no, you won't get the same understanding. And please, always use the Slack or whatever meeting session you want to have as a group that align with the team. You can have one document that you as a group you can use to do your discovery session, your solution, so that every team members contribute effectively in the whole program.
Yeah. And just to add what you're saying about communicating with your group, I noticed I was put in a group. So it means all of us who are taking part have been put into a group, and your group has its own channel. There's the main channel for the BA Sprint. Then you have your own channel for your group.
Yes, please.
So if you're really, really scared of failing, you can fail with your group first before you go and fail in the big group.
Now, one thing we're going to do is be able to accept failure amongst friends, right? What better way to do it?
Wonderful. Okay, I never knew Co was a Salesforce person. Thanks for dishing out all these words of knowledge.
No problem. Yeah, I'm a technologist first, right? I'm co first, and then I do all these things, but I'm co first, and I am very much okay with being in this environment with all of my Salesforce friends, but I much more enjoy just being little old me.
Another question from Maureen. If you don't have BA experience, how do you prove your knowledge?
The way that a person can build their knowledge. So the thing is, when I started my BA career, I was already doing a lot of BA type things, and I didn't have the title. I wasn't in that role. So you may discover in this 5 weeks that, oh, the kind of things you're recommending, I already kind of do naturally, or these are things that I think I would do in that same situation, or how I would approach it. That proves already that you have BA in your heart, right? So we're just going to kind of operationalize it and make it so that you understand what the role entails, and put a name to maybe some stuff you've already been doing naturally.
How important is it for a BA to know their way around the Salesforce platform?
Yeah, it's very helpful. Because as we talked about building solutions, you kind of want to know what Salesforce is able to do. I've been blessed to work with some very brilliant developers and administrators throughout my career who know a lot more than me. Like, they can build flows much more naturally, and can do all of the things, but I have to be able to paint the picture of what we're trying to achieve. I have to know that this is an object we're talking about. This is a field we need to include. This is an automation we need to build, right? So that is the level of knowledge and depth that you need to tell the story to the person who's building what needs to be built and how.
I almost feel like a BA is the bridge, right, between the stakeholder and the developers. The BA is there to understand what they need and explain it adequately to the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they're a bridge. I'm a bridge. I'm a storyteller. I'm a therapist. I'm a technologist, all at the same time. And that's why I say, when we talk about BA skills, not all of it is going to be found on Trailhead. Not all of it is going to be found in a book. It's very much experiencing all of the human elements, the soft skills that people talk about, but we really don't talk about enough, like how much soft skills are involved in this career, and how you can really be quite desirable because you know how to navigate human connection, communication, and making stuff happen.
Yeah. Another compliment for you here. You really made me excited to look forward to the business analyst journey ahead. I truly appreciate you taking the time to share your insights and encouragement.
That's great. Yeah, I can also say yes, I will say it. Even if you don't end up liking my style and how I deliver, you don't jive with it, that's also great, wonderful experience and feedback, because then I have a different learning style, and maybe I need to go over here and really stick with the book and read about everything, and then I'll know what it is to be a BA. I offer something different just because that's who I am, but I think that even with different styles, we'll all get something out of this that will help us to fail forward and do some great things.
I gave you that compliment to soften you up for the next question.
Sure.
I was asked how I tailor my communication style to suit different stakeholders. from your experience, how do business analysts typically adjust their communication when working with executives, developers, and business users?
Yeah. So it goes back to, excuse me, what I was saying about being a great storyteller. You have to kind of enter the mindset of who you're talking to in order to give them the information that's relevant to their role, and what they value. So an executive communication, I will not include things like, this is the formula for this field that we're building, or even, this is the name of the field, and it's going on this custom object, and it's going to be triggered by this flow. They don't care about that. The money, where's my money? Is my money going to grow or decrease? That's all I want to know about this. When I'm talking to a developer, now it depends on the type of developer that you are talking to. Some of them want to know, they want you to be very prescriptive. So build this field on this object in this way with this formula, but other developers, they are thinking people who want to kind of have some room and space to make the best solution. So you can tell them, this is what the business is trying to achieve in this way. It has to be automatic. It has to show up, on this object, on this record, and it needs to be available for these profiles. And then they go, okay, take it, run with it. I know exactly how to build this. And then they can present the solution to you very technically, right? With all of those bells and whistles enabled. Communication to customers also needs to be what they need to know, not, all the technical ins and outs, but they want the full story. Like, I heard what you said about this, and this is going to be the solution to that. And this is what you should expect when it's all said and done.
That's awesome. There's a second question. In a high demanding organization, what is the average number of projects a business analyst can work on concurrently?
Yeah, so I'm currently working with 7 different customers at one time. And I'm also a team lead who is assisting and advising a junior BA. So it just depends. Sometimes when you're working when I was working at a corporate level, the customer is one customer, the business, but there are different departments within that business. So sometimes I was working for the sake of the customer service department. Other times it was for the sales department. So it depends on how your work is set up and what lane you're actually in. I'm sorry, guys. I do have a hard stop in 1 minute. Just gotta let you know.
Yeah, and I was about to say I'm handing back to Max. Unfortunately, we didn't get through all your questions, but yeah, we're at time, almost.
All right, thank you very much. So this time we want to give the room to our one and only Jennifer to kind of give us votes of thanks. And we have a few words from Thank God, and then we'll call it a day. Hello, my honorable mother.
Hello, hi everyone. Hey, Coach, good to see your face. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining in. I know you have to drop off. I just wanted to say hi before you leave, and looking forward to everything good that you have in store for us. Thank you for giving back to our community. You can feel free to drop off.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, everyone here, thank you so much for joining this call. I know for some of us, if not most of us, it's late at night. For me, it's 10 p.m. I'm not sure what time it is on wherever you are, but this shows that we are all passionate about what we are doing. We're all passionate about growing our Salesforce careers, especially in the world of business analysis. And I would love to congratulate everyone for taking this next step in their career. This is going to be an interesting one, an interesting sprint. And I will say that most people, not most rather, some people will fall off during the way. But I encourage that nobody here falls off. That is my hope. That is my prayer for this sprint. No one should fall off. We should keep pushing. If in your team there's somebody who's lagging behind, teamwork is holding the next person's hand and moving on together. If you have to drag them so that they do not remain behind. Because in Africa, we don't have people who give up. We don't have people who we don't have lazy people. We don't have procrastinators who will say, I'll join the next sprint. What if it doesn't happen? I think it's not going to happen anytime soon. So let us take advantage of this opportunity right now to learn, to grow, and to love what we're doing. To the facilitators and to the Africa Ohana team, thank you so much for arranging this one. I really appreciate the work that you do. I really appreciate your passion for giving back to this community, and I appreciate all your time. Thank you so much. Over to you, Maxwell.
Thank you very much. I think we are missing the papa of the house. If the papa of the house is on the call, in the person of Thank God, just give us 1 minute of a closing remark. Thank God, why are you hiding? Can you show up?
I'm here. I'm here. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. And my boss Maxwell said I should take 1 minute. So yes, definitely 1 minute. Again, congratulations to everybody for making it to the Africa Ohana.
Thank God you've muted yourself, sir.
You go look for him.
I can see him and he's muted. I don't know whether he muted himself or something is happening, Maxwell.
Okay. Thank God, can you hear us? If I guess network is giving.
I guess my network. I guess my network is playing a quick one on me, but it's all good. It's all good. So again, thank you. Congratulations, every one of you, for making it to the first Africa Ohana business analysis sprints. I mean, I love it for you. You know, business analysis is like the first stage of every project. You get, for a project to be successful, the foundation needs to be very strong, and that is where the BA comes in. You get, so I know a lot of people have approached me to ask me, thank God, I'm doing this. Should I partake in this? I'm already looking at being a consultant. Should I partake in this? Yes, for you to be a strong consultant, you need to have the BA skill set. You understand? Even if you're a developer, you need to understand how to represent, how to say something. You get, so it's actually our very first business analysis sprint. You understand? We've been having other sprints before, but this is the first one for Africa Ohana, and I'm happy that you are part of it. You get, so Jennifer already said it. Some people will drop off, and that is the truth. You get, it's left for you to try your best and hold every single person. And trust me, it's going to be really amazing. We have Kofort. Kofort is like a wonderful person. You understand? She's very patient, very kind, and she's there to hold your hands on this wonderful journey. And also the training team. We see Maxwell, or you all see Maxwell all the time. You get, Maxwell is the OG. You get, Maxwell is the OG. And with Maxwell, we have Biruk and also Tolulokbe and the guys from the training team organizing all of this. So we'd say thank you. And also the back end team ensuring that you register, you do every single thing. Make use of the Slack channel. Please, I'm begging you, make use of the Slack channel. Don't chat anybody privately to say, hi, what's up? Make use of the Slack channel. I wish every one of you the best. And I hope to see you again during our end of the BA sprint. All right. Thank you and all the best.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank everybody. think let me just play some music and then we enjoy that. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. Look at the calendar invites and check your time zone.
Should you be using this new AI model?
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for your time and see you guys tomorrow. And please, let's come on time early and always try to use our time locating for us. We will not go beyond the time again. And once again, thank you very much, guys. See you tomorrow and have a lovely evening. Stay blessed and see you. Bye-bye. Mm.